Okay. After the introduction of the two course projects, let's talk about how to what's the workflow of the level design. Before we start, let's see our pipeline of level design. Because this time we're using asset packs, so let's see the pipeline. If there is any difference from the modern's whole workflow. Okay, the first is we find the inspiration concept reference. If you like maybe a stylized or realistic scene, you should choose your own reference. And the second step is the planning map making. Because our concept art is a single shot view, with the planning map, with the steps, we can fill all the missing information of the 3D environment, of the whole idea of the worldview. So with the planning map, I think we can solve that problem. With the planning map, we'll start our first step of level art design. We'll make the blockings, which the block also gray box. We arrange the terrain, what's place where, buildings, etc. After that, step 4 is we will gathering all the assets after we have the composition of different shots. If you're learning modern course, you will do it yourself. You do the block out, you do the refined models or the textures, you do yourself. But our course, we just gather these assets because in some companies, there will specific modelers to help you to create all the assets. You do not need to do them yourself. And our course time is so limited, so I think you should, in my course, you should gather this. You should audit all the assets. You know what is right, what is wrong, how to improve, what to improve. So this step is the biggest difference from my course to modern's course. After have gathered and audited all the assets, you should start to think about how to do the buildings with your current assets. At this stage, it's a test of your knowledge of Chinese or other Western buildings knowledge. You should use components to make a whole building. Sometimes with the step 4, you have very good assets, but sometimes the asset package is not that good, and you are missing some parts of it. For example, when I do the Venice map, my asset packs, I have 10 asset packs, not single one can be used directly. So I have to audit them a little bit, change some things, and brought maybe some parts from one pack to other pack to do the building. Okay, and there's step 6. We have the scene, we have the buildings. We now arrange all the detail things, place different assets at the corners, give it adjustments of the texture, and make it the atmosphere a little better. Some decals make it good. So in the actual work experience, step 6 took a lot of time, much more time than the previous 5 steps. And after this part, step 7 is almost done. Now we are dealing with the light and the sky, the atmosphere, the fog. At step 3, I think we already have some lighting settings, but that's only roughly lighting. But in step 7, we will fine-tuning the lights and the sky, or the different angles. What's the sun shadow should be like? Should we add point lights to fill the light or the spotlight, and makes some places look even better? And okay, of course, the PPV at this stage, light, sky, cloud, atmosphere, fog cards, PPV. Okay, the step 8, we have all the artistic things. Now we should improve the performance. This is a very serious step because we are facing Chinese market, and we are facing mobile games, which this step is very important. You should take a look at the draw calls and the polygons and the transparency. So even our course is not that important because it's your personal project. We cannot see that in our work. And many students have very good hardware. So if you do not have time, and I think you can skip this step, but you have to know something about it. So if you can show some steps what you're doing, like LOD or something, you can show it. Okay, the final step is step 9. We will final render still images and video sequence, or maybe you walk around the map using a third-person character. You can put it on ArtStation or put into portfolio, maybe YouTube. Your final renders, final outcomes of this course. So this is the whole process of this. So I will tell you this single steps, and this is our formal procedure of this course. If you you should follow this from easy to hard, from design to details. If you come up with very detailed things, you may stuck in between. So you should like doing a building with a framework. You have a big frame and you add the meat muscle into it to become a whole building, a whole creature. I think that's a better way of doing these things. So maybe after step 5, 6, 7, you add details at that time. It will be much better. Before that, for example, level 2, step 2 to step 3, you should have the big picture, and at that time you will see whether your shots are good. So the conclusion is you can follow the 9 steps of this workflow. It will help you. Do not jump to the details too soon. And the next video, I will use about an hour to demonstrate a very simple scene from the design to the asset packs and to the final render. Okay, see you next video.